I was born ready.
Absolutely. All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to GGWP, the Good Game Well Played podcast. I am one of your hosts, Lisa Blank.
And I'm Aubrey.
We are so happy to be back with you again this week. Every Monday, you'll find us in your feeds wherever you stream your podcasts. So make sure to tune in every Monday for new episodes and new chit-chats. Shenanigans, if you will. And chit-chats among friends.
Yeah.
Talking about all things board games and momming and 210 Game Con and all the fun
whatever
stuff.
comes to my mind. Because
whatever
Lisa makes notes and I hijack them.
Pretty much. I have my list, my little spreadsheet. We talked about that. I'm a spreadsheet girl. I gotta have it all laid out.
And I'm pretty willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly.
See what I did
it.
there.
You got it in this time.
I got in, the colloquialism.
The colloquialisms that we love. So today, we are going to recap our game nights from the weekend.
Oh, are we?
We are. And boy, was it a doozy.
Yeah.
We actually had a great game night this week.
We had two game nights this week.
Because my husband was off work on Friday because of spring break. We were supposed to be out of town, but that kind of fell through. And so we made the best of it with an extended game day. So we came over early on Friday and had an amazing time. Derek works half days on Fridays as well. And so we were all here and had dinner. We fed the family.
Played
some games. And so we're super excited to talk about all of the games that we were able to play in one day, which never happens. Like usually, usually it's like one, maybe two games because we like the heavy stuff. And so,
I turn into a pumpkin.
Yeah.
I turn into a pumpkin at like 10:30. I'm like,
okay, y'all need to leave. Yeah. Y'all come on in, but
you don't have to go home,
right?
But you can't stay here.
Exactly.
No, I love it.
No, you love having everybody over. We're so excited always to come over here.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we have cats at our house, 3 of our lovely little heathens, and your husband is highly allergic to them.
Yes.
So we always do game nights over here.
I cannot pump him enough with Benadryl or Claritin or anything
to make that okay.
To make it okay.
No, it's too much cats.
Yeah.
Too much cats.
Oh,
but they're so sweet.
I love them though.
They're so sweet. And now they're all sidetracked, but they're all so special. We put a catio out for them, like a door in the window, put a catio in, so now they can go inside and out, and they are the happiest of campers. So anyway, so
you got to stop talking about your cats because then it starts showing up in my feed. I had to ban it.
She had to ban the word cats in her Instagram feed because she didn't want to see them anymore.
Because I wanted to see board games, and I saw no board games. It was all cats. We don't have cats.
I would have loved it. Anyway.
How in the world did that happen? I don't have cats. The only thing, it's like I have to point to you.
Oh, it was me talking about them because I talk about them nonstop.
Because they listen.
It's Big Brother.
It's Big Brother.
He's
and
listening
that's fine.
all the time.
You know what? Maybe he'll listen to our podcast.
And maybe he'll spread it around to everyone. Everyone needs to hear about 210 Game Con. Everybody needs to hear about GGWP podcast. It's going to spread like wildfire. I know just one day it's going to click and we're going to be an internet sensation.
Oh, yeah. We're going to go viral.
That's the goal, right?
In one way or the other.
Good or bad, we're going viral. But anyway, so we're going to talk about our amazing game day into the game night. And both days, and
because we played. Came back for the next day and did it again.
Yeah. So on Friday,
yes,
we were supposed to have a big crowd, and then it dwindled down to just the 4 of us, which is good. It was fine.
So that was fine, but we had to adjust our game choices.
I was going to bring lots of other things
last minute, so we were like, "Ooh, what do we want to play?" And and everybody kind of picked a game.
Yeah. So my husband had wanted to show me NAR. That was a new card game that you guys had showed him. I think
we've shown our viewers.
Yes, and it's been on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But I think you guys showed him that one at our event at Black Potion. We go to Black Potion every other Thursday, and so you guys had showed that to him at that game night.
And he really loved it.
I don't remember what I was playing, but y'all played NAR, and he was super excited about it, and so he wanted to show it to me. And you guys actually bought a copy of it for us.
Yes, hunted it down.
Yeah, hunted it down at
Night
good
Watch.
Old Night Watch. And anyway, so now we have it at home too. But we hadn't gotten to play it. So we played NAR. Really, really cool game.
Yeah.
It's really Splendor-esque.
I was going to say Splendor-esque.
Yeah. It's got
Great
a feel of
minds.
Splendor. Yeah. We're kind of on the same wavelength, I think.
I'm sorry. You're on my wavelength.
That might not be a good thing most days.
Sorry.
Well, I live in a gutter, so if you're on my wavelength, that's where you're at.
Oh, okay.
That might not be where you're at.
No.
No, you don't live in a gutter like I do.
No.
But anyway, so we played NAR. It's a really cool game. I don't remember how many players. Was it 2 to 4?
It's 2 to 4.
It's 2 to 4. So we had 4 players. A lot like
it gets really busy with 4
does.
players. It's like a lot easier to play at 2 because there's more room to breathe. But like with 4 players, it gets busy.
Yes, and of course I didn't know quite what I was doing and what to look for at the beginning, because it takes me a playthrough or two to get the mechanics and get the gist of what I'm looking for. Man, Aubrey had a machine going over there.
I did.
You had
still
an
lost,
engine running.
but
You did. I'm sure Derek won, right? Am I wrong?
I'd have to check his
stats.
stats.
I know we have to check his stats on BGG. Is it on BGG? Am I saying that?
So.
I just don't know it.
I don't know for
okay,
sure.
well,
board game stats.
He keeps his board game stats, but
I try not to interfere.
To interfere with his stats. But yeah, so you basically it's an engine builder, and so you gain cards. You earn things and you play cards to gain things to buy other cards. Anyway, so it was super fun.
Yeah, I like it.
And like my husband absolutely loves it.
It's enough thinky of a game.
Right.
So, but it's a good in-between game too.
Yeah.
When you've played something that's really more brainy.
Right.
Or
it's
more
not
involved.
super heavy. Right.
It's a good like palate cleanser game.
Yes.
I guess you
I
could
would
call
agree
it.
with that.
Or
Yeah.
whatever.
And Ryan loves the artwork. He's all about the artwork these days. He probably always has been, but anyway, but he loves a game that has great artwork and has really thought about that part of the game and not just all the mechanics. He really loves a beautiful game, and so I think that was one of the reasons that he liked NAR so much. So that was kind of what we started off with, because he was so excited to show it to me. So there were only 4 of us. I always love to get in a game of Too Many Bones. It truly is one of my favorites. Honestly,
I agree.
It's got a little bit of everything. I love the chips because I'm a big gambler. Like, I love to go to Vegas and gamble, and so anytime I can play with chips.
And they have
that's
a
nice
good thing. Weight, and it's
they
like
are.
click, click, click,
yes.
click, 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 click.
They're it's very tactile,
it's a
very
clicky-clacky
good.
game because clicky-clacky because it's so many dice, and we've got the dice tray, and you like throw it, and it's like the dice have a nice clicky-clacky sound. The chips have a nice clicky-clacky sound. It makes me happy. It's like all brings, senses.
Right. And it brings in a lot of, D&D-esque kind of things, because you're doing a storyline kind of on, things are coming at you and you're battling against different things, and there's chips and there's dice rolls and everybody's got their own character. I don't know. It's one of my favorites. So anytime that we only have 4 people and I can get in a game of Too Many Bones, I'm a happy camper. That doesn't mean that I don't like our friends coming over and joining us.
Right.
But it is nice when it does end up being 4 people. That's one that I prefer to play. And we hadn't played it in a long time.
We haven't.
So
and we've got the whole shebang too.
Oh, yeah.
Like the mat, and so like it's a like you were talking about Ryan likes artwork. I love a beautiful table presence.
Yes.
Like when we're at a convention, I'm walking by, it's like, ooh,
what is that?
Hello.
Right? Yeah.
I want to take a look at this. And that game is something that we have gone anything Too Many Bones. It's like automatic yes.
All of the things.
So at Gen Con last year, Derek came back from, because he gets up early and he goes to the convention floor while I sleep, because we talked about I turn into pumpkin at certain times of day and like to have my sleep, and he'll come, like he came in and he had this like mat, and I was like, what is this for? He was like, Too Many Bones. I was like,
oh, okay, well, that makes sense.
That makes
and
sense.
It's so pretty, and you don't need it. It's not a necessary item to play the game,
but it makes it look nice. But my
goodness, that neoprene mat, it looks so pretty. And then you have a space for everything, because I am very, as my husband says, ein zwei, which means 1, 2 in German. And I have to have things just laid out, and so there's a little space for everything, and there's everything in its place.
Where to put your dice when they're exhausted. Exactly. Where to put your chips.
Where your mat goes. Where where the trove
goes.
Right. So anyway, so it makes it nice, not necessary, but definitely nice. Chip Theory has done a great job with that Too Many Bones games.
But when are we ever just basic?
Never. We're pretty much extra on every level.
Yeah,
especially with board games.
With board games, it's like, yeah, sure, go for it.
Yeah, go for it. What else we got? What else can we add to it?
All in,
all in, all done.
Kickstarter, all in.
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No question.
So we got in a great game. We actually won at the very end.
Yes, at the very end.
So that's always good too.
We cut it close.
Oh yeah, we were like within one day. And that's
yeah,
one day of winning, but it was good. It's always fun. Ryan read it and got all inflective in his.
Oh, I love it when he narrates.
When he narrates the game.
It is fantastic because like when I read it, I might try, but it's not as eloquent. But when he does it, it's perfect.
Yeah. So
I always give him the cards.
You read this here, and he does a great job. So
he does.
So yeah. So Too Many Bones.
I
is
actually
just amazing.
tried to give somebody else a card because I thought maybe he was tired of reading, and he looked at me like, What are you doing?
I'm supposed to read this.
And I was like, I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure that you weren't tired of reading because that would be my choice.
Right.
For him to continue to read. But he was like, this is my job. This is what I do.
This is the only thing I do.
This is who I am. And then we played Dwarf.
Yeah, Dwarf Romantic, which is an interesting game. I'd never played that one. You guys played it at BGG. Yeah, with some other friends and your mom.
Yes.
And so that one, I think Ryan and I, neither one of us had played that, so you guys taught that one to us.
And we had only played it several months ago, so we kind of had to relearn it as well. But we just played the entry because it's kind of a campaign. Oh, yeah. And we didn't want to kind of commit the rest of the night to playing, to starting a campaign. But yeah, I really like it. It's cooperative game, and we don't always get to play cooperative games.
That's because of me. I am not the cooperative type. I want to win.
I want to win.
And so we don't play. I mean, we do play cooperative games, but they're not.
Too Many Bones is a cooperative game.
Too Many Bones, it is. Yeah. But I think, it is. It is very cooperative, and it's still one of my favorites. How did that happen?
I don't know.
I don't either, because cooperative's not my middle name. Yep. But Dwarf Romantic is great because you all get to play your different parts, and but you get to talk about it with other people. Like, oh, maybe this is the best place to play that tile. It's another tile laying game. But it keeps it interesting.
So that was my pick. So Ryan picked Gnar.
I picked Too Many Bones.
You picked Too Many Bones.
Yep.
I picked Dwarf. And Derek.
And then we get to Derek.
He was like, you know what? Let's play Misery Farm.
Agricola. So
I have a love-hate relationship with Agricola.
In his
defense.
We never play this game with him, and it is truly one of his favorites.
Yes.
One of his favorite games by his all-time favorite board game creator, Uwe Rosenberg.
Yes.
Do we still have him in the background? Did you put down his picture?
No, I've hidden the picture again. If you listened to last week.
Yes.
I play a game with Derek where he likes to have Uwe's picture up.
Overlooking the board game table and giving his blessing.
Yes. And I like to hide it from him, so we'll see if he finds it and puts it back up. But I'll walk around the flow of the house, and I'll be like, there it is again. Dang it.
Why are we still looking at Uwe?
Dang it.
Well, anyway, but Agricola, it is, as Derek loves to remind me, it is the number one Uwe Rosenberg game that is out there, which is a shame, quite frankly, because I think Atiwa is so much better, but that's Atiwa. I don't know how you pronounce it, but
I don't think either of those is correct.
Probably not. I butchered it. Sorry, Uwe. But he loves him some Agricola, and we never play it with him because we just don't. It's lot.
It's not that we don't like it. It's that it's very difficult.
I refer to it as a slog.
Yeah.
I don't mind the game. I actually do like it. I like what's
There's just
going
more
on.
that I prefer, other games that I prefer
Yes.
more.
And I'll be honest, I haven't played Caverna, but a lot of people say that Caverna is easier and
it's
not
more friendly.
It's more gamer friendly. But Derek said, he's like, no, I really like the hard puzzle of figuring it out and putting it all together. That's really his favorite thing is his Agricola. So in Derek's, honor, we decided to go ahead and play Agricola and make that happen for him. And we slogged through 2 hours and 15 minutes.
He has a great perspective in that he says every time we do play it, we are miserable, but we have a blast.
I think we honestly laughed more and had more fun during Agricola than we did in any of the other games that we were all actually excited to play.
He was making fun of me a lot. And I think that a lot of those laughs were at my expense, but I did not mind.
Well,
I play a terrible game of Agricola, and sometimes I play it on purpose.
But you were actually trying this time. That's what killed me.
You tried so hard. I was like, I am going to win this game. And I did not win that game. No. I scored worse
than you did when you weren't trying.
Than I did when I wasn't trying. Yeah. Then I was, not trying. And I think I scored 14 points when I didn't try. I scored 10.
10. Yeah.
10 this time. And I never starved my family. I always fed my family. So I didn't have negative points except for missing things on my board.
Yeah.
But,
you had a lot of empty space.
A lot of empty space. I didn't have any vegetables. I didn't have any grain. I had sheep. I had all of the animals, but I didn't have an excessive amount.
I don't think I ended with a single animal. I think I had a pig.
Yeah.
One whole pig.
I did end up with a clay house.
And I ended up with a stone house, which is the highest upgrade, which gave me more points.
I never upgrade my house, but I was like, I'm going to win this game. I was determined, and then I did not win the game.
So, of course, in true fashion, Aubrey had 10, Ryan and I tied at 19.
Yes.
And Derek, of course, won with 23. And so it's not a high scoring game, which is so crazy. It's
you work really hard for not a lot of benefit.
Kind of like we talked about Arc Nova. I worked for 4 hours and had negative points. We worked for 2 hours and 15 minutes at Agricola because we time everything for Derek and his deal.
Yeah, he keeps his stats.
He keeps his stats. But yeah, to work for 2 hours and all of that journey through 14 rounds of Agricola and ended up with 19 points was a little depressing. But
I looked up and I was like, it's round 12. I still have 3 meeples.
Yeah, I think, I ended the game with 5 meeples, but that was at the very, very end. I was like, well, that's going to give me more points. So, but yeah, it's a slog.
Yeah, it's a lot, but we always have a blast.
I think we have a blast. You guys say misery loves company. Oh, it's true. So we all were, gang together in our misery farm and trying to feed our family. And yeah, but it definitely, we had a blast. We had so much fun. Yeah. So I guess I'm gonna have to give in to Derek every now and then.
That's what I was saying is I have a love-hate with it. I'm always, I don't want to play this game. But then when I play it, I'm like, it's not that bad. It works. So
that was Saturday, or that was Friday.
That was Friday night.
Yeah. So then Saturday, our friend Miggy came in.
Hi Miggy.
He came in from
Waco,
Waco, Texas, from Waco, and we got to go to dinner with him last night or the night before, whenever that was, Saturday, and then come home and play some games with him. He's not a heavy gamer.
No,
we love Miggy, but he is not big on the heavy stuff. But he wants to play.
He wants to play,
and we love that.
Totally open.
Absolutely. So we showed him No Mercy. We showed him No Mercy. No Mercy is a great, as we talked about last week, a great intro game. Yeah. And so that one is super fun.
And he won both hands.
He did. He won
very handedly. I think that he had over 100 points on one time.
Oh yeah, he had 115 points.
And I had 2.
One time I didn't even bank any cards. It was kind of ridiculous. My score was 0.
But at least you're not playing for an hour to get 2 points.
Truly, yeah. It doesn't feel like a slog that Agricola might be. So we showed him No Mercy, and he really, I think he enjoyed that one. I hope.
Yeah.
And
that was a good starter game.
It was a good starter, and then we moved on to you and I had played Art Society prior to that.
Right.
While we were waiting on everybody else because our husbands had gone out to play disc golf. And so we decided to play a quick game while they were out. And so we played Art Society, which I had never played before.
And I had only played once.
But that is a super fun game. I really like it. And I won, so that made it even better, I think.
Can we notice a pattern here? I did not win.
Sorry.
I never win. I just like to play.
But you like to play. And that is a beautiful, beautiful game.
It is
all
really
of the
nice.
art pieces are so pretty. The basic premise, and it's a newer game. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
So for anybody that hasn't seen it yet, go out and buy it at your local game shop. And it is by Mighty Boards is the game creator of that one. The front of the box is actually cut out with the art showing through, and so it feels like an art wall, which is super fun. It's different than any box I've ever seen. And all of the art pieces are really pretty. Mm-hmm. And the basic premise, it's a lot like what I would say, like Tetris-y, because you're trying to take your art pieces and build an art wall, and you have to place them all to where that you're covering your board. So I don't know how many spaces it is, but let's say it's 12 by 12. And so you're trying to fill your 12 by 12 section full of art, and you get to do little wall hangings and different things, and you're auctioning. So we have little auction paddles that in order to decide who goes first to pick. And so it's really fun. It's a great game.
I was playing it, and then I looked up, and Lisa was like, "My board's full."
I was
like, "What?"
You still had quite a bit.
I still had quite a bit, but I think I chose big pieces to start off with that limited my space.
Right. It's definitely it's a thinker, because you have to spatial thinking, I guess, because you have to think, okay, what am I going to go for next to fill in that spot? Mm-hmm. So it was a good one. It was a good game for us to start out with yesterday. That was fun. So we started with Art Society. We played No Mercy with them. We tried to play Mlem with them. Yes. That didn't happen. They were not.
But Dylan played with us.
Yeah. So you and I and Dylan played Mlem,
and he won.
He did. Kind of handedly.
Very handedly.
Like, I don't think we broke 20, and he was at 30 something.
And I don't think that he knew what he was doing.
No.
He was just wanting to roll
Dylan.
He just wanted to roll the dice.
Yeah, he just wanted to keep
Which was fabulous. So I was like, man, no, I'll ride the rocket. Just go.
Just keep going. And you know, so for those of you, again, who haven't played Mlem, you are riding a rocket and you're trying to get to outer space with your cats. It's cat based. So of course Dylan loved it, because we've talked about we have cats.
There's even the artwork one that looks like your cat.
Oh, absolutely. There's one cat that looks just like our fatty Bodine, and he actually, I had chosen that board, and he stole it.
He fought over it. Yeah.
So I had to go with
He was like, absolutely not.
No,
you're not playing like
cat.
That is my cat.
Yeah. So, but we played Mlem, and he is actually the first one. We played that game several times now, and he is the first one to ever get to outer space.
Yep.
And he did.
And I was like, I got a little nervous. So
you were
I was a little nervous, so I jumped.
We actually both jumped. I jumped off first.
Yes.
He rolled one more time. She jumped off, and then he made it to outer space. I'm like, well, we just messed ourselves up. We could have made it.
So there's 14 points right there off the bat, because he had his little comment that was double.
It was double points. For that. So yeah, but Mlem it's really fun. I'm assuming that we're saying that right. It could be completely wrong. Again, I butcher a lot of things.
I don't know.
So apologies.
Where did that name come from? Is it like the sound a cat makes?
I don't
know. It stand for something? We should research before we talk on the internet.
Rebel Games, if you would like to comment and tell us what Mlem means, that would be really great. I will say it does sound remotely similar to something that you wake up hearing in Terror, when you wake up and you hear the cat going, Mlem, Mlem. I don't know. I'm assuming that that's what it's for. It could be something completely innocuous and not that. So if Rebel Games would love to watch our podcast, that'd be great. And then if they want to comment on what Mlem means, that would be even more fabulous. Or if you know, and
if you have done your research before putting things on the internet, maybe we appreciate it.
You're clearly better than us.
Yes.
So we played a game of Mlem while they, I don't know, talked. Oh, they were playing Goat Simulator. on the Xbox.
On
the Switch or the Xbox?
On the Xbox. Because there's like a sale going on this weekend or something.
Yes, there was a sale
on Steam. So like, anyway, there was a goat in a bikini and high heels driving a car.
With a fabulous pink hairdo.
And then...
And it would headbutt things.
And like the people go flying. And I was just sitting there. I was trying to play the game and I just kept watching, like I kept checking and just laughing. Like,
it is seriously
losing
the most
my mind laughing.
Ridiculous game. There is 0 point to it.
And Landry was playing it and she was just like, hee. She was giggling the whole time.
Dylan plays it at home and I of course roll my eyes because I just think there is 0 point to this game. There is no objective. There is no win, there's no lose, which, again, I want to win. It's literally just to have fun, which is great.
What are we here
for? But there's 0 objective. But at one point, Dylan was playing, and he, like, headbutted the lifeguard into the ocean off of his lifeguard
And I was
stand.
like, do it again, do it again.
Anyway, so that was good. So they were playing Goat Simulator.
Yeah, so we played.
We played Mlem. And that was a lot of fun. It was nice that Dylan wanted to come over and play. Actually, Dylan played No Mercy around with us.
Yeah, he did.
He was very jealous that we were playing one of his favorite games and he didn't get to play.
He was like, hey.
So we actually played 3 rounds. We had said that we played 2. We played 3 because then Dylan came in and played 1 as well. So yeah. So he's good with the No Mercy and he likes Mlem because it's cat based. So he's all about it. But so last night we tried to finish the night with Ra. R-A. It's an Egyptian based game. Bidding game. It's a lot of fun, but we clearly did not read the room because
we talked about that in the last podcast too. It was like reading the room. It was getting late,
and we failed epically.
And we were like, there were some questions about mechanics, and then it was just like, wait, what? And
what are we doing? Why can't I bid anymore? What am I supposed to be doing here?
I think Derek was the one that was like, okay, we're just going to play 1 round.
Right. And so we all said, well, how many rounds are there? And he said 3. And we're like, yeah, 1 round sounds about right.
1 round sounds good.
And we actually love that game because we had played that several times. Mm-hmm. But again,
it's good for a crowd.
It's good for a crowd, but it was
just the wrong time.
It was the wrong moment.
Like that's one that even I am like get confused on.
Yeah. There's a lot going on in that.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot of different tiles.
Yes.
It's a bidding game where you gain tiles to place for your board and you gain different points, but you have to have this tile to make that tile activate, and it's a lot going on. And so especially when it's later and when you're trying to explain it to someone who doesn't play a lot of board games and doesn't use a lot of those mechanics and
you
things.
were trying to explain it to me.
Oh, truly. And you were having a rough time.
I was like, no.
So poor Miggy, I don't know.
I don't understand.
Miggy was very upset that he had already bid 3 times and he couldn't bid anymore. He's like, so what am I supposed to do now? And that's when we decided maybe this is not the right game right now.
It's not the right game.
So, but we tried to finish the night with Rob. We played 1 round. We said that Miggy won. I don't know how that worked because we didn't count points, but he was the guest for the night.
He had the most
tiles, so I'm assuming
if we counted it up, he would have won.
Yeah.
I had like 3 tiles. I would bid and I kept
I would do raw. I would raw, but and call the eye raw,
which is a house rule.
You have to.
And I think John B is the one that because he's the one that taught us raw, and he was like, you have to
like call on the name of raw emphatically.
Yes.
And I would do that on my turn repeatedly and never
I never got to raw. Because
you did once.
Did I raw once?
You did once. Oh, I think I did it like 3 or 4 times and never. I think I only won like 1 round, so I had like 4 tiles in my board. It didn't work very well.
No.
But
maybe if we would have played 3, we would have had more tiles.
Oh, sure. If we would have played it to the end, but read the room.
It just wasn't the right game for the right time. But I don't know that we would have found the perfect game because it was getting late.
It was getting late. We were already like 4 margaritas in. Yeah,
and like Mexican food full of wonderfulness, and just tired from the day.
Well, and we had games. We talked about all the games that we played the day before.
Yeah,
because Ryan was
very late.
Ryan was like, "We're gonna go play more board games." Like he loves board games, but he was like, "Oh, We just did like a long day of gaming yesterday, but I'm always up. I'm telling you. You call me and tell me to come over and play board games.
She walks in the door and she's like,
good.
"Where are we going to play?"
Yeah.
Where are we going to play?
And you guys had a game
I'm
out.
like, "Hello. It's nice to see you."
It is always. I think that just goes without saying, though. Do I have to say that every time?
Yes.
Okay, I have to say that every time.
I know. You have to feed me queso and call me pretty.
Okay. I can do that. Or coffee.
Coffee.
Feed you coffee and call you pretty.
Yeah.
But you guys, in my defense, you guys already had Art Society out. You had already prefaced me and said that I was going to love this game. So I was anxious to like sit and play it, and I wanted to know all about it.
Yes.
And so I was raring to go when I walked in the door.
Yeah.
I was ready to play.
And I think that we're going to share that one with you too. I think that Derek and I are going to put that one on a YouTube video for everybody to enjoy, or not.
Or, of course you enjoy it. Everybody loves what we do. Surely.
We're very positive about ourselves, right? So, I think that that's the next one that we've chosen that we're going to sit down and play.
I think we
had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, it's fun. And like I talked about, it's so pretty.
It's very pretty.
All the artwork is so cute and we talked about that it looks like artwork, but not really.
Yeah.
Like
it's like close to real artwork, but not.
But it's not.
Yeah.
This has been a fun one because it was a great weekend of gaming. Yes. And we don't do that a lot. Like, life gets busy and hectic, and sometimes we're only able to get together just on Friday nights and play maybe 1-2 games. Because again, we like the heavy stuff, and so it was nice to play a good
and we
handful.
Like to eat. And so we always have to feed the family.
You got to feed the family.
So that takes a lot of time too.
Yeah. But it was a great weekend. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love when we can have extended game nights.
Oh man, I love you, man.
Oh, I love you too.
Oh.
And now it's become one of those podcasts.
Oh.
So anytime that anybody wants to invite themselves over and play wonderful games with us, we are all about it. We love to have new people come over.
So what was your favorite that we played this weekend? So we played 8.
We did. We played 8. I'll say Art Society. That was fun. Okay. Not only did I win, which obviously makes it more fun, but it's right up my alley.
Again, I did not win.
It's right up my alley because it's a puzzle game. Yeah. I like thinking ahead several steps. That's what my husband always says. Like, I'm always several steps ahead, and so I like the forethought. Having to figure out what's my next play or what's my next 3 plays and how I'm going to fill this. So, what was your favorite?
Derek's not here to hear this, which I was kind of hoping he would be to overhear it, but Agricola.
He's going to watch this podcast. I know one day he's going to watch these videos and listen to these podcasts.
He's going to be he's going to be mortified.
Oh, it's fine.
How much I talk about him.
No, but so Agricola?
Yeah, that was the most fun I had.
It was the most fun. I will agree with that. We did have a lot of fun. I didn't want to give in to him and say that was the one that I liked playing the most.
Anyway.
Game nights are always fun. We love it so much. So, I think
your spiel.
I know, we're going to wrap up.
Okay, yeah.
We're going to wrap up. So
I'm going to let her finish.
If you want to come play games with us at any time, we're at Black Potion every other Thursday. Check out all of our socials to find out when we're going to be there and what the new date is. All of these podcasts stream out on Mondays, so it might be that week that we're going to Black Potion. It might not. Just depends on when you're listening.
Yep.
Or when you're watching on YouTube. You can find this podcast, like we said, anywhere that you stream your podcast on Apple or Google or iHeartRadio or Amazon Music or wherever it is that you get those. All of our videos are always on YouTube as well. So if you like to see our smiling, friendly faces.
And you do.
And you, of course, do. You can watch us on YouTube.
Feed me queso and call me pretty.
You can watch us on YouTube at 210gamecon.com.
There I go. I'm going to hijack it.
You're hijacking all over the place.
That's okay.
If you have questions, comments, concerns, you want to tell us how absolutely wonderful we are, don't tell us we're horrible. You can email us at info@210gamecon.com. You can also find our website with all the information, all of our sponsors for 210gamecon at our website, www.210gamecon.com. And as always, GGWP, guys.
Good game, well played.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Woohoo! That was a productive day.
That was. Look at us. It's only 11:15.